Hey everybody, Dr. Grimmett from Forge Physio. Today we're going to go over what we call long axis internal external rotation. So specifically, we're looking at our shoulder joint. We like this drill because we're on our back in that supine position, which gives our spine and shoulder blades a lot of feedback or tactile sensation with the floor. And then what we're trying to do is we're trying to create segmental rotation up and down that entire shoulder joint. So we're going to go from the side, and I'm gonna lay on my back and I'm gonna go palms up. So if you're somebody that has limited shoulder chest mobility and getting into internal and external rotation bothers that shoulder joint, you wanna keep your hands down below your shoulder joint. So if I were to bring my hand perpendicular from my body, that would mean that my upper arm and my side are at a 90-degree angle. I wanna stay below that to start. And then simply what I'm doing is I'm trying to rotate palm down and kind of rotate over onto my thumb joint. And then I'm going to reverse out of that and come over and rotate back to my thumb again into external rotation. So just start by working on creating that rotation through the entire arm. And a lot of times what you'll see is people, as they really try to force the motion, their entire shoulder rolls forward and comes off the ground. I want you to be able to keep that shoulder back and down into the ground. A lot of times people will feel stretching through their bicep, their forearm, down into their hand as they rotate. That's okay, just don't force the motion for now. As you get good or comfortable with creating the motion, we want to create a little bit more of like segmentation. So what I mean by that is starting down at my hands, and I'm doing both at the same time, is I want to think about rotating at my hand as far as I can without my elbow moving. Once my wrist moves out of runs out of joint space, then my elbow will start to rotate a little bit, indicating that the motion's coming from my shoulder joint. And then I start rotating at my shoulder as far as I possibly can, right? So that's my external rotation. And then from there, I want to reverse the motion, keeping my shoulders where they're at, and start at my hands and rotate through my hands as much as possible. And then once my elbow joint runs out of space, my shoulders are going to start to follow, and I'm going to start rotating the opposite direction, and I'm going to rotate through, and I'm trying to get all the way over on that index finger side to where my palms are almost reversing that entire position. And again, I'm trying to do all of that while keeping my upper back on the ground, my low back on the ground, and my shoulder blades on the ground without allowing my shoulders to dump way, way forward. As you're doing this, you need to be mindful of your rib position. A lot of you don't have good shoulder internal external rotation, and you compensate through your rib cage by having your ribs flare and then crash into the ground. So you're just trying to keep a neutral position of your entire spine and create true rotation through those shoulder joints. And again, we're doing both sides at the exact same time.